to my channel, Peachy's World. This is Peachy. I'm so excited to be covering this particular topic on insurance approval and the process because it is different for everybody. So everybody's experience is going to be a little bit different. Everybody's insurance company is going to be a little bit different. Each surgeon is going to be a little bit different. But I had an interesting journey in getting this approved by insurance. So I'm really excited to walk you through this whole process because there were some curveballs that were thrown in there, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and we'll get started. All right, also my journey with starting the whole process with getting VSG started in March, approximately March, April of 2020. My endocrinologist had referred me over to a surgeon when I was living in Arizona, and we set up our first appointment with that surgeon's assistant for June. Now, when we met with this particular surgeon, my husband and I, we had a lot of questions for them. They were happy to answer. They took a lot of time to explain the procedure. But they also gave us a checklist from our insurance company that pretty much walked us through what was needed. Now, our particular insurance required that we had 6 visits with the surgeon. They required that we meet with a nutritionist, that there was a psych evaluation, a letter of recommendation from a primary care physician, a letter of medical necessity, current labs, EKG, and I believe that's it. I believe so. Anyway, so we started on that process. We were going through having virtual visits because of COVID and just plugging away. So I had my psych eval. Happy to report I'm not crazy. Could have told you all that. And met with a nutritionist, got that plan going, had my monthly visits with my surgeon, and we're just progressing, right? We're just going through the motions. Well, come September timeframe, my husband and I relocated to another state. We moved to Missouri from Arizona. Now, the original plan was that in a few more months, when we had reached all the criteria, that we would fly back for the surgery, fly back home. That's what we were advised. That's what we were going with. But soon after we got in Missouri, we started noticing some red flags going up that we weren't too thrilled about. For one, my nutritionist bailed. Like, she quit her job, took all of her records with her. So that was fun. Luckily, before she had done that, she had actually sent over the required documents over to my surgeon. So we had what we needed on file for insurance to complete that nutritionist requirement. So, okay, all right, so she took off, and my surgeon basically just told me, you don't need to worry about getting another nutritionist. You're following that plan, and, you're not going to be needing to really get another one or really kind of go down that road again. So basically, long story short, nutritionist was fulfilled. Psych eval was fulfilled, had testing done, and then an appointment with the psychiatrist to go over the test. That was kind of expensive. Wasn't expecting that to be an out-of-pocket cost, but it was around $220. Got that done. Got my letter of medical necessity. When I was in Missouri, I got a letter from a new primary care physician. So basically everything was in order. Now we get to the very last appointment with my surgeon, virtual visit. Very last, I'm getting super excited, looking to get the surgery probably around Christmas time. Not maybe the best time, but that's where the timeline had us. And some more red flags start going up. For one, the surgeon tells me that there's no need to do a pre-op diet, that most patients don't adhere to it, and it's kind of a waste of time. Now, based off of everything that I have researched myself, either on YouTube or the internet, or with other surgeons, the pre-op diet is pretty important because you're essentially trying to shrink down your liver so that it could be lifted up or moved to the side so that a surgeon can get to the stomach. And that's pretty important. It also helps prepare you for what the surgery is going to limit you to for intake of food and liquids. So it was really surprising. I was kind of thrown back by that. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. They also stopped sending me copies of my appointments, which I had requested. So I was like, something's going on. Something doesn't seem right. So I contacted my insurance company just before we were about to submit for approval, and they said, just to give it more time, whatever. So fast forward past Christmas, slight change in our health insurance. Same company, same policy number, but in terms of coverage for bariatric, that had changed slightly. It had required that we go through basically like a liaison company called Carum Health. And we had to go through them in order to get the surgery. And I was like, okay. So logged into that system, started that whole process. And that was in January of 2021. Now, it took until the end of February, beginning of March, to get all of my medical records moved over, all the forms completed with them, everything transferred over, because my previous surgeon that I was working with was moving offices. Another red flag, I guess, because maybe that's why they stopped answering my calls or emails. But I digress. But Carum Health had told me that unfortunately they couldn't approve my surgery with that previous surgeon because they didn't hold a high enough standard according to insurance. So I was like, okay, so where do I go from here? And they basically said, search for a surgeon on our system and find one closest to you. Now, last time I searched, this could have changed, but last time I searched, there was like 16, 17 locations in the country. So we knew we were going to be traveling, and that was fine. We ended up finding a brand new surgeon in Lenexa, Kansas at the Bariatric Center, Kansas City, even though it's in Lenexa, Kansas. And it's beautiful there. Love it. I'm going to try and get you guys some footage while we're there. Very good vibes, very good reviews. Essentially just felt so much better moving over to this new surgeon. So I was okay with the process. It took some time getting through there, but it did help me have some appreciation for having already gone through all the steps. So all I could do was just transfer my medical records over and say, yes, I've already hit all these requirements for my insurance company. Let's just move on to a better surgeon. I had my pre-op and initial appointment with my surgeon, Dr. Hamilton, and that was on the 23rd of March. We covered everything, answered all my questions, didn't rush us out of the room or anything. Answered all my husband's questions, really set my mind at ease. Almost fell out of his chair when I said that the previous surgeon we were working with said no pre-op diet, which was kind of funny, kind of not, because we all know that that's needed, and he knows that's not needed, and he was really thankful that I was now under his care as opposed to the previous surgeon, which I won't say who that was. But the whole process going through Carum Health has been up and down. I've had really good experiences with them at times, and then I've had sometimes where it's a little bit frustrating communication-wise because I don't really have a phone number for them. I just have to talk to them through their messaging system. So if I need to get a hold of them right away about something, it's not really something I can do. The person I'm working with directly is very nice and very helpful. So I can't, mark them down too bad. But overall, I can say that I've been very happy with the whole procedure, even though it was a little frustrating at first kind of starting over with this new system at the beginning of the year. In the end, it actually is working out much better, and I'm happier with this process and this new surgeon than I think I would have been before. So yeah, lots of things happen in that transition, moving to another state, slight changes to our insurance company, having to change surgeons, So all in all, it's taking just under a year to get the whole process done. I'm sure it would have been a lot less if we didn't have to go through all those steps. But again, I feel more at ease with how this process is going. I have surgery here in less than a week, so I'm really excited. So yeah, again, just keep in mind everybody's experience with insurance approval and the process is different because everybody's insurance is different. Everybody's surgeon is different. Only recommendations I can really give is that touch base with your insurance company directly. Have them send you a list of what requirements are needed for this surgery and if it's covered. Just so that you can start, ticking off what's on that list with your surgeon one by one, and then when they submit to insurance, it'll be easier and less chance of a denial. But other than that, don't really have much other advice on it. So yeah, I think that's all I can think of. If I have anything additional that comes up about the process, I will certainly do another video for you guys. But just keep in mind again that everybody's journey is different, and this is only my interpretation, my experience, my journey. But I look forward to everybody's comments about it. If you have any other questions, or if you'd like to ask anything or have me talk about anything else that you think I might have missed, please comment below. I definitely would love to hear from my viewers. And stay tuned. I'm going to be doing another video here soon on how to survive the pre-op diet, which has been interesting. I believe I'm on day 7 right now, and it's probably the best that I've felt since I started on my pre-op diet. Those first 6 days were rough, like rough. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you guys. And remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks again for tuning in.